I'm just kidding. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to We Grow Wednesday. This time, my beard mic is turned back on. We are back in business today, guys. It's Wednesday, 8 o'clock Central Time, January 29th, 2025. A lot's going on. Let's get to it. You might be catching the replay here. If you are seeing the replay, check out the show. Tell me what you think and leave a comment below. We're going to play a little intro for 4 minutes 20 seconds to give me some time to hit that like button and share it out if you could help me with that and tag some friends in here. Let's grow. We're going to find out. We're going to learn a whole bunch of good stuff tonight, and we're going to look into what's happening in the world, including some very big things happening. So we're going to be right back in 4 minutes and 20 seconds, guys. Let's grow.
The indoor farmer has a tale to tell. Under the glow of LED lights where his stories dwell. He's not just growing greens, he's sowing seeds of thought. In a studio with a microphone where wisdom's bought. We grow Wednesday from 8 to 9. Tune in, folks, for our communal time. With Growin, we'll learn to grow in life, in love, and in what we sow. He's a man of the soil and a man of the word, a veteran with a vision, his voice undeterred. From cannabis tales to the latest farm tech, his shows where the nerds and the farmers intersect. He lights up the airwaves with truth and care, sharing joys, the highs, and yes, the wear and tear. On We Grow Wednesday, we're all one big team. Growing together is the ultimate dream. We Grow Wednesday from 8 to 9. Tune in, folks, for a communal time. We'll live and we'll learn to grow in life, in love, and in what we sow. He's a man of the soil and a man of the word, a veteran with a vision, his voice undeterred. From cannabis tales to the latest farm tech, his shows where the nerds and the farmers intersect. He lights up the airwaves with truth and care, sharing joys, the highs, and yes, the wear and tear. On We Grow Wednesday, we're all one big team. Growing together is the ultimate dream. We Grow Wednesday from 8 to 9. Join Waylon for our journey so fine. Learning, laughing, and sometimes sad, but always together from the good to the bad. He speaks of the benefits, the pros and the cons of the plant that has helped him feel less withdrawn. With guests from all walks, stories to share, Waylon makes sure that no one feels like they're there alone. Whoa. So come every Wednesday, find your place in his light, where Waylon, the indoor farmer, invites you to grow not just plants, but your soul, your mind, in a world where together we're truly aligned. Tune in and grow with us, let's expand our view on We Grow Wednesday with Waylon. It's true.
Waylon, the indoor farmer, has a tale to tell. Under the glow of LED lights where his stories dwell. He's not just growing greens, he's sowing seeds of thought. In a studio with a microphone where wisdom's taught. We Grow Wednesday from 8 to 9. Tune in, folks, for a communal time with Waylon. We'll learn to grow in life, in love, and in what we sow. He's a man of the soil and a man of the word, a veteran with a vision, his voice undeterred. From cannabis tales to the latest farm tech, his shows where the nerds and the farmers intersect. He lights up the airwaves with truth and care, sharing joys, the highs, and yes, the wear and tear. On We Grow Wednesday, we're all one big team. Growing together is the ultimate dream. We Grow Wednesday from 8 to 9. Tune in, folks, for a communal time with Waylon. We'll learn to grow in life, in love, and in what we sow. He's a man of the soil and a man of the word, a veteran with a vision, his voice undeterred. From cannabis tales to the latest farm tech, It shows where the nerds and the farmers intersect. He lights up the airwaves with truth and care, sharing joys, the highs and yes, the wear and tear.
When indoor farm.
Hey, everybody, bring it in. Welcome. It's Wednesday night. We Grow Wednesday. It's, what is it? What did I say? January 29th, 2025, 8 o'clock Central Time. We got about 4 minutes until that Mountain Time, 7:10. I almost said 7:20. Anyway, 7:10 in about 4 minutes. We'll partake with anyone that is interested. Not strictly, not that you have to be part of the show, but a lot of our community is a medicinal cannabis and sometimes recreational cannabis community. We Grow Wednesday tonight, guys, is going to be all about what's going on in the world. We've got a bunch of things to look at. I've got some things. We're going to get into a little bit of contentious topics going on too with this whole RFK hearing. What do you call it? There's a term for it. Anyway, like acceptance hearing. There's a freaking word for it now. Now I lost it. That's okay. The hearings for RFK has brought up a lot of different topics and a lot of conversations going on over there on X with the audio spaces. I was in one earlier today with thousands of people listening, and I was up on the stage, and it was great. It was interesting because there's a lot of people who are having feelings both ways on this. But what I want to go with is what I brought up during the space. It's a great thing just to see us talking about health and wellness and the chemicals and the this and that and all these different topics we've talked about on this show and other shows that I do. It's great to just have it as part of the discussion, part of the culture, part of the mainstream discussion, whether or not you like RFK. At least that is one thing that he's brought to the table, is to make this a more popular or more, I guess, more cultural topic, I guess is a good way to say it. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. We're going to look into that, find out what happened. I did see a couple of clips. There's some interesting clips. We'll pull some of those up with the confirmation hearing. That's what it's called. Oh, hey, you guys said it already. Thanks. I thought of it before I read it. I promise I did, Rose. Hey, DC over there on X, appreciate you coming in. Well, I will, let me check out, let's see who's all in the comments here. I see a bunch of folks popping in on the Rumble, on X, and Facebook already. We're going to put our little challenge back up today. That worked out really well yesterday. If you guys want to get in on the door prize, you're welcome to hang out, hit that like button, and do the same thing. Hit the like button and comment in the live chat over on X, Rumble, and Kick. And you know what? I don't think I have the Kick live chat pulled up. Do that real quickly. Yeah, we're gonna get into it real quick here. We'll see if there's any interesting and funny and fun and the more lighthearted type stories as well. But we of course we don't want to shy away from that stuff that's the most important, which would be things such as our food and things such as chemicals. I've been saying that such as there's this old video of I think it's like a Miss America pageant or something. And she said it was this funny line that somebody that they recorded. They got a little clip of it, and she's like such as, and that's somehow came back out of nowhere. I've been using it a lot. It's fun. These confirmation hearings have been insane. Yeah, they definitely have. Not even political, so personal. Yeah, they're very personal stuff, and they get pretty intense. So, but I look past all that. I look at the bigger picture here. I look at the macro. No matter what RFK can get done, and Trump and whoever it is that you might be backing or might not be backing, whatever they can get done, theoretically can be reversed or can be made worse later. So my major point was, people a lot of times talk about individual freedoms. Well, you have the freedom to eat badly and this and that. We just want the information. We want it to be seen. We want it to be on the label, right? And that's great. But we also have the freedom of individual responsibility. or at least the responsibility of that in order to have our freedom. And so our individual responsibility is for us to each one of us to kind of go down this path a little bit, look a little bit in, look under the rug a little bit on our own food and our own, sources of nutrition and things, our own habits and stuff like that. I'm not perfect. I eat terrible, I'm sure, but I've been eating a lot better than I was, and that's my goal. Moving towards the better, right? Don't let perfect be the enemy of good, as they say. And I like that. I like that phrase. We can all move a little bit in that direction, right? So we're gonna get into that. Let me know what you think. I see Rose and Jess over there on the X. Hey, Sandy, how are you? Greg, thanks for popping in. Kim, hello, hello. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's share it in. I'm going to share the. We'll share the whole screen for now. We'll get into that RFK type stuff later on. I know some people, it's going to rub some people the wrong way, but I'm not scared of it. But I want to just kind of peruse all the other good stuff first, which you guys might have seen We Grow Wednesday before, and a lot of times we look through a couple different websites. I kind of check out some of the headlines. This one here, farmweeknow.com. Oh wait, I missed 710. Here we go. Let's do the 710 real quick. It's only 711. It's 711 now. Now we have to call it hashish. No, actually, I don't know if hashish is from India, but we definitely had hashish. I didn't actually get to try any, but there was hashish being had in the Iraq situation, in the war I was in. There was people getting local hashish. I didn't do that then. I didn't worry about drinking, and I didn't worry about getting medicinal cannabis or any of that until afterwards. Gee, cheers everybody, cheers. Smash that like button. Let's see some hashtag. Let's not hashtag WTIF, but let's see some fire emojis. Let's see some smoke emojis in the comments. And actually, we'll play a little, maybe not the whole song, but we'll play a little something just to get through the dab. A little gangster wailing, get the night started off. This is how we do it, keep it in the frame. I'm Waylon the farmer, the indoor king. Living off the grid, what the city can't bring. Got my hydro set up, my LED lights. Growing on my greens, all through the night. Self-sustained. You can't tell what I'm doing over here. Don't tell anybody, we're just fogging up. It's just fog. It's from, it's cold in here. That's what's going on. I got a few new followers today, so hope you don't run away as soon as you see the wonderfulness of the medicinal cannabis. Let's have the conversation. Don't leave. Ask a question. Oh yeah. Gonna do another number spin tonight for the subscribers, sponsors. I was almost said subscribers. We're gonna do the second number spin tonight. So if you haven't gotten in on that, I'm really not trying to spend a lot of time getting everyone connected to it tonight. I talk about it almost every show. Anybody at all that's a new subscriber, I most certainly want to help you out. But please hit me up in the DMs. And we'll figure it out. We'll get it going. But like right now, during the show, it's hard until I'm done with the whatever we're going to read and check out. And then we'll go back to, trying to get people taken care of on the wheel. But a lot of people jumped in on it last night. I think we were up to 24 or something like that. So you got 2 more days to get in on it for tonight and for tomorrow night. Hells yeah. Thanks, Brooke and Justin. It feels weird calling you Justin. I'll just call you Scroy. We'll go back to Scroy. All right, let's bring my camera back down to me here a little bit. There we go. All right, where are we at here? On Farm Week Now. Profitability, early planting is still a winner for soybean yield. Who cares about soybean? Does anyone eat soybeans in a dish? like I know lima beans you can like make a bean make a lima bean thing, but do soybeans, are they ever like just you have like a bean dish with soybeans? Like I don't know. I'd have to look it up. Not that worried about it, but I'm just so annoyed with soybeans and corn and wheat. And let's see, this is a little zoomed in. Let me zoom out a little bit so I can find something first. House Ag Leader talks Farm Bill policy. That's from yesterday. I don't really want to read that one. This looks like from 5 hours ago. Profit Watch: how much corn should be held. How much corn should be held? Interesting. I don't know what that means. Egg prices boiling over. Oh, I see what they did there. Egg prices boiling over. Are egg prices going up for you guys? Comment below. Tell me what you think. Now, I can tell you for sure that speculation has a lot to do with the market prices. And when you have all sorts of fear mongering and all sorts of worry about, what Trump is going to do and what he's not going to do and this and that, and you have all these and let's be honest, Trump is a lot of times a big question mark on what he's going to do. He might have made promises. He's kept some of those promises already. So, like it or not, I mean, I've seen some of those being kept, and that's great. But that doesn't mean that he's what do you call it? Predictable, right? He's not. He's very unpredictable, and that instability can make market prices go up just because people are worried and freaking out or whatever, even if nothing has actually happened. So we're gonna see in the next few weeks, next months coming up on really what's going on. But right now, things like eggs are going up because that's all people are talking about. I hear so many people bringing up the price of eggs, and I'm like, I think I just bought some eggs. I didn't even look at the price, and I'm not saying that, first world problems, but if it's $1 difference, like I look at, there's a lot of other things in my life that have gone up in like way more in price than eggs before, this. So I don't know what you guys comment below. Tell me what you think. But that's a story here that we could check out. Actually, let's pull it in the new tab. Egg prices boiling over. I just love the title. Oh, look, can you pull that egg out so we could take a picture? U.S. egg prices continue to climb higher so far this year due to strong demand and tighter supplies in the major Midwest. Well, some of that is because of the shutdown of chicken and egg production in Georgia. So I think we read a little bit about this last week, but because of the bird flu. So I guess maybe I have to regress a little bit and take Trump out of the situation. I think a lot of people are going to blame it on him. But when you have one state that's responsible for, I believe, 15% of the poultry production in the United States shut down because of bird flu, that's going to make a significant dent, or not dent, but like a change in the price, right? Let's see what they say here. Midwest production region, the wholesale price of large white shell eggs delivered to warehouses increased 43 cents to $6.49 per dozen. USDA reported this month. Okay. Well, let's get into it. Nationwide, the average price of a dozen eggs reached $4.15 in December. So this is December, right? Are they really just? Is it really just because Trump bad, and that's when it went up in December? I don't think that's just. I doubt it. I'm going to say no, in my opinion. Compared to a record $4.82 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, it was higher. And that's after COVID and such. So, yeah, that's interesting that it's gone down, but then starting to climb back up. A key driver of the increase is the spread of highly pathogenic avian influenza. Okay, bird flu. I should have thought of that first, but for some reason I went straight to politics because I've been seeing more about the politics. People are still are up in arms about the politics when they're not even looking at some of the other factors like bird flu, and I guess I'm guilty of that right now. But let's see here. It says more than 145 million chickens, turkeys, and other birds have been slaughtered since the outbreak began in 2022. So I heard of bird flu years before that. Anybody remember? I mean, maybe I'm getting it confused with swine flu, but I thought bird flu was a thing that was before that too. But they're saying an outbreak happened in 2022, so that doesn't mean it's when it first came out. But see, ending stocks of eggs subsequently slipped from 23.1 million dozen to in 2023. Geez, a lot of twos. To 19 million dozen in 2024. USDA recently predicted ending stocks could rebound to 22 million dozen this year. It's a lot of people getting chickens now, though. There's a lot of people getting their own chickens. I gotta believe that we can make this up, make the difference. You know, we don't need factories to do everything for us, but I'm not going to say that they shouldn't do any chicken production in a factory, but there's a lot of people now. I know friends that have eggs on that I can go and get when I need them. They may be, maybe they have a little less on hand right now. I haven't really gone to ask, but I don't go through as many eggs as maybe that I should. You know, like I give eggs to my dog. I like eggs, but I don't really eat breakfast. So that makes it, you know, less likely I'm going to use eggs unless I'm going to, you know, actually I like to throw an egg like in a hot soup you ever have, you know, like chicken noodle soup. Throw an egg in there when that soup's nice and hot. You got a nice little, you know, nice boiled, it's a boiled egg, but out of the shell. What's interesting to because you know there's two different boiled eggs, I guess. Interesting. All right, let's go to some comments here before we go to the next story. See what you guys have to say. Let's scroll back a little bit. Cheers. Okay. Soybeans and tofu. Okay. Hummus. Oh, okay, hummus. I like some hummus, you know. I don't want to overload on the soybeans, right? Ate a lot of them. Okay. What's up, Elisa May? What's up, Terry over on the Rumble? Terry on the YouTube. What's up, my guy? What the health? Right. Well, Elisa, a lot of things warned us about this. I actually was looking. This is one of my things that I found on my journey 4 years ago, more than almost 5 years ago now, when I first thought of doing all this. And I was like, you know, we need to eat healthier. I need to eat healthier. So the best way for me to do that would be to grow my own food so that I have it right here on hand. Not just because of the chemicals and all these other bad things about a food, but because of the freshness. When you go to the grocery store, a lot of times you're buying food that had to sit on a dock somewhere for weeks or whatever. I mean, I know there's horror stories of stuff just going bad completely because they either have to freeze things, they have to use preservatives to ship it farther away. They'll ship things from thousands of miles away when we may have like a thriving farmers market community, you know, nearby or something, instead of promoting more people like that. And just there's a lot of things that I you know discovered on my trip down that lane, and that is a good one that you bring up from time to time. I confess I haven't seen it yet. We'll have to check it out. I think I'm wrong about hummus. I think that's chickpeas. Okay, I think you're right. Chickpeas are right. I just wasn't going to argue with I don't know the recipe of hummus, but I've heard chickpeas before too. Yeah. Diane, somewhere I read a bunch of geese were found dead. Avian flu. Yeah. That's, I mean, of all types of birds, you'd think they would be able to pass it easier because they're in flocks and they go long distances. Mass production, in the living conditions of these farms, nothing to do with Trump. Yeah, and that's true. But he also is, planning to add a lot of tariffs, which some people are very worried about. I for one understand the situation enough to know that tariffs have always been around, and tariffs on on goods like food are going to go both ways. If we produce a lot of food here, and if we're not charging them at all to take our goods, or vice versa, like I just think it does need some looking into at the very least. And cut down on mass production, do it yourself. Yeah, exactly. hmm Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, and they're also allowing more people to have chickens, I think, too. Some of those laws have been changed up. Just raise the price. Don't help us. Are you telling me not to help you, or who, or what are you saying there? You need a couple more words there, Lisa May. All right, let's go back and find out. Oh, that's wrong. I need to go here first. My bad. Let's see. IWA celebrating 30 years of industrial advancements. Seems like a positive. Is that JD Vance? I'm just kidding. Let's see. By Riano Branch Farm Week. Okay, 18 hours ago, Illinois Wheat Association leaders share their vision for the next 30 years. Wheat Association leaders. This is insane. We're building these like mega industries around singular crops. Like, I mean, I guess there's a lot of crops like that. So I take it back. But still, it feels weird to see it in a wheat association. Do they wear like these weird hats that have wheat coming up out of them? At their meetings, at their club meetings. You know what I mean? Like, where's the wheat? Where's their like special outfits that kind of look like scarecrow with like hay coming out the sides, and they just they dance around like they're on Wizard of Oz, I guess. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Cheers. Kick. I see a few of you popped in over there on the kick. Shouts out to you guys. Appreciate it. Jess, Margaret, Terry. Okay. What other headlines do we have? South Korean demand for U.S. meat remains strong. Okay. Political turmoil has had little impact on consumer spending habits. Okay. It's an interesting story. Let's see this one. IDNR addresses Southern Illinois deer management issue. Shares information and answers questions on local deer populations and hunting regulations. Huh. Okay. I've never been deer hunting, but my brother does. And I know it's a big thing in Illinois. Owen joins DuQuoin State Fair. DuQuoin. Grandstand lineup. Jake Owens. Guess he must be a country music singer. Researchers attack pesky SCN attack what? Researchers attack pesky SCN attack on variety of fronts. What's SCN? Must be something a pest. Illinois and Iowa researchers are changing tools in their toolbox, and SCN keeps bouncing back. What's SCN? Some terrible crop disease? According to the latest research released by Iowa State University earlier this month, SCS is soybean cyst nematode. So must be a pest of some kind. Credited as being the largest robber of soybean yield in the Midwest. Soybeans, man. Like what? Yes. I just don't get it. I don't even understand the obsession over corn. It's just a feed. It's just a stuffing. It's calories. Period. Now there's maybe I think Timothy had posted or he told me some benefits of corn one time when I was complaining about corn. but it's just like I don't know. There's just too much filling. Let's see. It's been reported in every country in both of the highest soybean producing states, Illinois and Iowa, or every county. My bad. Nematodologist, ISU nematodologist Greg Tielka's report as part of the SCN coalition's effort to control the pest showed 31 counties in the 10 U.S. states reporting SCN for the first time between 2020 and 2023. Probably some new thing they made by accident with some pesticides, and they found like this a super bug somehow. Recognizing the growing threat, the Illinois Soybean Association, they're coming to action. Maybe they have like a super team. The Illinois Soybean Association's Field Advisor Forum. Oh, holy cow! In Champaign on January 16th, featured a panel of researchers updating farmers and advertisers about the latest research to combat SCN. Yeah. Holy cow. They're combating SCN, man. This nematode, they need the nematodologist. It sounds like maybe like the shoot off from the Ninja Turtles, you know? Teenage Mutant Nematodes, Teenage Mutant Nematodes. You know, they got a glyphosate reaction, and these nematodes mutated into full on, you know, teenage pizza eating fighting machines. For decades, the best control of the pathogen by far has been SCN-resistant varieties with P1-88788 and Peking traits. But the pest is finding ways to survive them. All right, so we were already playing God over here with these specialized genetic traits that we thought were going to be so special and so resistant to this nematode. Mutant nematode, and no, they're like, you guys, P18878 has a good run, but it's coming to an end. Oh no, this is sad, guys. I always, you know what, when I cook, I always love to cook the P18878s. You know what I mean? If I can get P18878 at the store, that is the first thing that I go for. If they don't have P18878, like sometimes I just I might just fast that day. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, if P18878 isn't part of my balanced diet, like I'm not sure if I'm gonna feel healthy again. You know what I mean? Matthew Hudson, crop science professor at the University of Illinois, said at the forum. Okay, well, if the professor said it, then we must believe him. Hudson's ISA checkoff-funded research studies biological instead of chemical answers to improve SCN control. Biological answers means like organic solutions versus chemical solutions. This seems to be maybe the better approach, in my opinion. We'll see. Inspired by genetic and genome research on mosquitoes to reduce the malaria-carrying pests' fertility. Oh, okay. That there's nothing going to go wrong there. Well, let's just mess with the fertility of mosquitoes. What if they accidentally make it the other direction? Hudson is studying how this might be adapted to nematode control. Okay. Well, let's just get some pregnant nematodes in there, and we're working on nematode roots to see if it will work. Okay, nematode roots. Meanwhile, Elena Monteverde, a U of I plant breeder, is working on another ISA-funded project to develop varieties with SCN resistant other than P1-88788. Oh wait, those are two different numbers. P1-8878 and there's P1-88788. Oh my gosh. I might want to try that. It might be tasty. It might be way tastier, you know. Elisa May says this year is your in then hurricane. Lena. Holy cow, I'm having a stroke trying to read this here. This year is your in then Hurricane Helena area. You should get your soil tested before you grow anything. They did soil test and it tested really high for heavy metals and chemicals at dangerous levels. Okay. Yeah, I think soil remediation has come up in the past too, talking about trying to get those heavy metals out of the soil using different plants that actually will help to pull some of that out. Let's see. New soybean lines will enable farmers to manage this disease by rotating different resistant varieties. The goal is to shrink the nematode populations in the soil, preventing SCN from becoming more virulent, while P1 88788 resistant still dominates seed company offerings. The number of soybean varieties will peaking well with peaking resistant. What's peaking? Peaking is another thing they want to be resistant. Okay, they got to cut that out of the genetics. Peaking, no peaking. Resistant is rising. Okay. Farmers now have many choices of varieties with peaking SCN resistance from many brands, Tokia said. That enhances their ability to rotate resistant varieties, key element of active SCN management. So they're fighting against something that says it wants to eat all our soybeans. Maybe we shouldn't be so reliant on one crop, you know? Maybe we should be like, well, let's just not grow soybeans for a while, and when the nematodes, run into something like I don't know, plant a whole field of mint instead for a minute for one time. Just plant that field of mint will just take off, and then we'll see what they like. See if they like those. Just throw nothing but plant repelling or bug repelling in herbs and things like that in the field. See what happens. Call it a bug bomb season, where they switch it up one season and just go with basil and mint and thyme and all these rosemary. Monteverde told Farm Week that her research team has released 2 varieties so far. The seed companies must also go through the process of licensing the new varieties and making them available to farmers. We got to license them because we made them in a lab. They're a licensed thing. Soybean farmers help researchers document where SCN is the biggest problem by gathering information they can also use in managing their own fields by sending it in samples to be tested for free at the U of I. Okay. Farmers in almost every county in the state have sent in samples for free testing. Nathan Schroeder of U of I Associate Crop Science Professor said information about the services available at free SCN testing at illinois.edu. All right, that's about it. If you have about 10,000 eggs for 100 cubic centimeters, you can be sure you have yield loss. Okay. U of I research aims to write corn genetics. Oh my God. Corn genetics, the wheat genetics. Oh, we gotta work on the genetics, you guys. We have to work on we just have to change up all the genetics, We gotta fix the problem with the corn. What's the problem with corn? Well, we fucked it up before, and now we're gonna try and fix it. Shoot, I don't know. This is just depressing. Let's go. Let's take a break from the depressing and let's just go over here to marijuana moment.net. Virginia lawmakers advanced drug reform bill, including on legal. Didn't we just read this? I think that was already their headline last week. 3 hours ago, Ohio GOP lawmakers introduced bill to raise marijuana tax. I knew they would be doing this shit. I knew they would be doing this stuff. As soon as they legalize it, they get you hooked, they get you pulled in, and then boom, they're gonna raise it up. Restrict home grow and eliminate social equity funding. They're going to restrict home grow in Ohio. Where all my Ohioans at in the comments? What's up, Diane? Rotate the crops. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Rotate the darn crops. Ohio Republican lawmakers are reviving an effort to significantly alter the state's voters approved marijuana legalization law, in part by raising the tax on cannabis products, having the number of plants adults can grow, and eliminating certain social equity provisions. While GOP leadership has generally pledged that they will not seek to repeal the marijuana law altogether, a newly filed bill from Senator Steve Huffman, Republican, which the Senate president signaled he supported, would make major changes that substantially depart from the provisions of the initiative that voters strongly approved in 2023. Okay. Among the proposed revisions, the bill would increase the excise tax on, are they excise tax on marijuana from 10% to 15%. And rather than have revenue allocated to specific areas, supporting social equity and jobs programs, local governments that permit marijuana businesses, education, and substance misuse, permit substance misuse, okay, initiatives, and more, all all revenue would be instead go to the, or would instead go to the state general fund. Okay. Senate President Rob McCauley, Republican, told the Columbus Dispatch that legislators intend to discuss possible disbursement of that revenue this session. But he said he's aligned with the bill sponsor on the idea of increasing the tax rate for cannabis. It's an awful lot of societal costs that are going to have to be borne by the legalization of marijuana. Like what? What's the societal cost? What do you guys think? Anybody have an idea what the societal cost might be? Under Huffman's bill, adults would only be able to grow up to 6 plants rather than 12 plants for personal use. It would also decrease the THC content cap from 90% to 70%. So you wouldn't be able to have any products at all that go over 70% THC. Wow. That's in Ohio. You guys better get out and tell them to vote no. We already had an issue with our legislation in Illinois, trying to get in there and chip away at the edges, Further, the proposal would limit the number of dispensaries to 350 while requiring all licensed retailers to serve both adult use consumers and medical cannabis patients. The State Division of Cannabis Control, the DCC, of course they had to make one. I wonder if every state has this. The State Division of Cannabis Control. Well, we need a new division. We need a new division. We need to have an agency to oversee these guys with their wacky tobacco. It would also no longer be required to establish rules allowing for marijuana deliveries online purchases. Okay, let me read. Would also no longer be required to establish rules allowing from. Okay, so they don't. So they are going to take back the establishment of rules allowing marijuana to be delivered on online purchases. Wow. GOP lawmakers considered a variety of potential amendments to the marijuana law in the weeks after voters passed the ballot initiative, and this latest attempt is likely to see similar pushback. Senator Bill DeMora, Democrat, said during a committee hearing on Wednesday that the proposal effectively amounts to legislators telling voters, screw you, you don't know what you're talking about. He passed it with an overwhelming majority in the state, but we know better than they did with what they were voting on. Okay, better than they did what they were voting on. Huffman, the bill sponsor, said the legislation is not meant to do away with the ballot initiative. It's to work around the edges to make it better, he said. Oh, sure, work around the edges. Yeah. Certain Democrats have indicated a willingness to finesse the cannabis law, but they say they propose changes to provisions related to issues such as home cultivation are a bridge too far. Senator Casey Weinstein, Democrat, said there's definitely bipartisan support for protections in marketing to keep kids safe and sensible limitations on where you can use cannabis, but not for undermining fundamental components of what a voters approved. Very interesting. What's up, Kayla? Better get out there and vote, Diane. Yeah. Bill introduction comes as Ohio's GOP House Speaker seems to have changed his tune on the state's marijuana law, walking back his previous stated plan to undermine provisions of the voter-approved initiatives such as home cultivation rights. Conflicts between state and House Republican leadership near the end of the last session played a key role in stalling amendment proposals. It's unclear if the chamber will be able to reach consensus this round, especially as the market continues to evolve and consumers adapt to the law. Adopt? It says adopt to the law. I think it means adapt to the law. I may not be able to read the best or smoothest, but I'm pretty sure that's a typo. Marijuana Moment is tracking hundreds of cannabis, psychedelics, and drug policy bills. Okay, interesting. Speaker Matt Huffman, who previously served as Senate President, said that while he continues to oppose the reform measure voters passed, he doesn't believe anyone in the legislature realistically is suggesting that we're going to repeal the legislation of marijuana. Well, no, they're not going to repeal it. They're just going to morph it so much, or they seem like they want to just change it altogether, but it'll still be a thing called, legal marijuana, but it'd just be like some really neutered thing. I'm not for it. I wasn't for the casinos coming in Ohio either, but there's lots of stuff that's part of the Constitution and the law that are there that I don't like, he said. Well, okay. So, I guess we know where he stands. To that end, the speaker indicated he's no longer interested in pursuing plans to broadly undermine the cannabis law, despite having backed legislation as a senator leading last session. Okay, so originally they wanted to completely get rid of it, and now they want it to be basically another cigarette industry where everything is regulated beyond belief. And I mean, it's already regulated, but they will eventually take it away from us being able to grow it ourselves. I believe that would be the major step, because once you make everyone have to go through some kind of a store, then you can force that store to do all sorts of other things. Now, don't get me wrong. Like in this article, it talks about this being a bipartisan thing, but they do definitely lean it towards being a Republican problem. But at the same time, Democrats are willing to work with them on this. So it seems like we're going to have to wait and see. But that's just one state, and we know they're probably going to do this or try this in multiple states, right? All right, I think I'm done reading that. Let's go back and see what else is going on. I'm going to look up culture. Anything going on in the culture today? NHL players are choosing marijuana and video games over alcohol and partying, with 2/3 using edibles this season, survey shows. That's interesting. NHL is hanging out playing video games and using cannabis versus partying. Okay. It's 4 weeks ago. That's funny. It says 1 month ago over here, and this is 4 weeks ago over here. 8 seconds ago. This came out just now. The culture within the NHL is changing, with players increasingly opting for marijuana and video games over alcohol and partying for leisure. That's according to a survey from more than 3 dozen NHL athletes across different teams the New York Times recently conducted. Wow. 38% of players said they used edibles. Wow. Okay. That's something else, isn't it? All right, let's check it out. Let's go over to the food and wine. We're getting close to the hour. I want to get the wheel put up here pretty soon. Looks like we're not going to get our door prize today, but you guys are welcome to try and tag and share and get up to that 50 like mark or 25 live viewers if you want to. Otherwise, no big deal. Okay, 59 recipes for dips, nachos, wings, and more food for Super Bowl licks. Super Bowl licks. Anybody watching Super Bowl licks this year? What's up? Fire in the hole. What's up? He came in right this time. Came in right this time. I did apologize to Bean. It was a misunderstanding. Takes money out of their pockets if we grow at home. Yeah, for sure, Sheena. But that's not the only thing. It takes control out of their hands. It takes control out of their hands. Now, they could go another route, and I hope I'm not. I hope they're not watching. But they could be putting pressure on grow shops and where you get the equipment from. But I'm sure that's another thing altogether. So keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye out for that. So these are some recipes. I'm gonna. Well, let me click on it. I'm gonna just kind of flip through it quickly. Super Bowl licks. What is that? I don't know what that is in Roman numerals. An L? What's an L? Is that like a 20? It's just like Super Bowl like 37 or something? I don't know. What number is this? Am I missing comments? I might be missing some comments here. That is insane. Super Bowl licks. We'll check it out. Oh no, I gotta put the numbers back up. This is last night's door prize. That's not cool. All right. Well, I believe it was 24, and yesterday, who won? The number was, I think, 21. So yeah, let's take 21 off of there. And I have to check to see if anybody else jumped on. Let's see. Are we at the we got a few minutes here. We'll get back to that. Super Bowl food should be interesting. When it comes to the Super Bowl, we're okay. I'm not going to read all that. Let's just kind of look at it. Number 1, buffalo pigs in a blanket. Okay, I'd eat that. Buffalo pigs in a blanket. We're going to go kind of quickly here. Crispy potato skins with chorizo. I think I've heard that before. I think it's chorizo, something like that. That looks bomb. Holy cow. I like me some crispy potato skins, but never seen them like that. Al Pastora style chicken skewers with some avocado slices. Air fryer lemon pepper chicken wings with hot honey glaze. Oh, let's sprinkle a little bit of greenness on them. Very cool. Pepperoni rolls. Ooh, I love me some pepperoni rolls with garlic, anchovy, marijuana. I'm sorry, marinara. But anchovy, garlic, anchovy? Really? I don't know about that. I don't know about that one. I like me some pepperoni rolls, but not some anchovy rolls. 3 cheese queso nachos. Not a huge nacho fan. They seem to be unnecessarily messy. Like you could put all those like toppings in its own bowl, and then just scoop out of the bowl like a big dip. That's just me, I guess. I don't know. Well, maybe you have to use like a fork or something to help it onto the chip so the chip doesn't break. You could always do that. It's always a thing. Warm spinach artichoke dip. Yes. Fire. I love me some spinach artichoke dip. Anybody like that? Excuse me. Love me some nachos, huh? Crush the chips up and it's the same thing. Okay, yeah. You could just eat it like with a spoon. Makes sense. Yeah, love me some spinach artichoke dip. Okay, let's keep looking here. Poutine. Never had poutine before. Are those French fries? French fries topped with gooey, melty cheese and a savory red wine gravy that don't need an occasion. But why not make it part of your Super Bowl tradition? Poutine. I mean, I wouldn't mind a little poutine. I mean, I'm just saying, no offense, but let's see, ham suppressant or no ham suppressata, sopressata, and 2 cheese stromboli. Stromboli. Cornflake crusted fried chicken drumettes. Cornflake crusted. Oh man, is there how much is that is how much of that is chicken? Is there any chicken inside that? Cornflake. I wonder if it's sweet. Has a little sweetness to it, maybe. Super crispy. Barbecue shrimp po' boy. Oh, the po' boy. That looks messy as shit, but tasty. I'd probably eat it. Now it looks like the sauce kind of looks weird. It's a weird color. Barbecue with shrimp. Okay. Serve smoky, spicy shrimp on baguettes. Caramelized 5 onion dip. Caramelized 5 onion dip. Okay. Looks good. More things for breads and more carbs. Barbecue spiced potato chips. Okay. Homemade potato chips, probably pretty good. Roasted pork tostadas with citrusy cabbage salad. Almost like a taco-ish type thing. Crispy air fryer onion rings. Oh, that's straight to the point right there. That's straight to the point. Cat K, what's up, girl? Steve, what's up? Lollipop style on the chicken. Okay. Waffle fries. Yeah. That'd be good. What's up, Cindy? Hello. Bring it in, guys. Bring it in. We got 22 likes. We're about halfway to the door prize. If we get to 25 people live or 50 likes, we'll give out a door prize. You have to be here to win, unless you're subscribed, and then you don't have to be here. You just have to hit the like button. But you get double if you are here, if you're subscribed. Spicy cashew lemongrass snack mix. Looks like pieces of bark hanging out in there. Looks like a bug and pieces of bark. Pretzel crusted chicken sliders with cabbage applesau. Looks pretty good. I'd eat it. Classic cheese pizza. Really? I mean, it looks all right, but man, you gotta throw something on it, man. You guys ever had like a cheese stick pizza? It's not really a pizza, but like Papa John's used to do this. like a cheese stick. There'd be garlicky butter as the sauce on the dough, and then cheese on top of that. And you can add. I used to add stuff to it. Rocky Road brownies. What in the heck is this? These are marshmallows on top of brownies. They just want you to die, I guess. Classic beef chili. Oh, now we're talking. You'd eat just cheese and hot peppers pizza? Okay. Cheese and hot peppers? Like what kind of hot peppers, Cat? Shared me out. Thanks, Cat. I appreciate that. Very cool. These are colorful, like chips of some kind of thing. I don't know. I can read it, I guess. If you don't have a chili recipe in your back pocket, make this one your go-to for game day. Fresh poblano and toasty ancho chili pepper powder. Provide a tame level of heat, making this a crowd-friendly dish that guests can crank up by topping with a few slices of fresh jalapeno. And thanks to convenient canned beans, you can get this on the table in under an hour. Game on. Game in. Let's see. Buffalo wings. Buffalo wings. Okay. This is the first thing that I kind of started to get into when I was like 20 years old. I remember being at the Mall of America in Michigan with my military unit. We were going there to the MEP station to do the old like all the paperwork to go overseas and such. And at the hotel, for some kind of weird reason, I ordered hot wings. And I never was a hot wings guy, and it was just hitting the spot. And ever since then, I definitely like me some hot wings. The patty melt. That's a classic. A classic right there. Anybody else like Patty? She's a good gal. She's a good gal. Spinach dip hot bread. Okay. That looks fire. These are all ideas for food on the Super Bowl. Now, a lot of these look very unhealthy. Definitely not a healthy segment here, but slow cooker barbecued pulled pork. Okay, looks good. Plain oatmeal cream pies. Okay, no, I mean they look homemade, but not good for you. Ultimate loaded chili topped hot dogs. Those look messy. And what kind of hot dogs are we talking here? I mean, just regular dogs, all beef dogs. Are these healthy? No way. But they look good. Adobe chicken wings. Well, that was the thing on the cover. Pork and ricotta meatballs and tomato sauce. Okay. That's true, Benjamin. You live every day but die only once. That's true. What is this? Oh, these are the meatballs and tomato sauce. Buffalo and blue cheese popcorn. And then they got just like some random vegetables next to it. You can eat those too, I guess. Guava quastinos. Quastinos. Looks like a thumb or a big toe. Mushroom flatbread with white miso. Look at these mushrooms. Now that's the way to do mushrooms. Just toss them on there. Toss your little mushroomies on top of there, on top of the pizza, and you have a good old time, eh? The last lady I took care of was 98 years old. Little heart desire. Wow. What little heart desire? What little heart desire? Cat. So what are we looking at right now? Same healthy food choices or what? Now this is a list on foodandwine.com of the of like 50 options that you can make for the Super Bowl coming up. I just thought we could look at some food for a minute. I'm not taking the time to read the what the ingredients and such, but classic deviled eggs. Okay, now I don't know about y'all. My mom makes deviled eggs. She puts a little paprika on them. We don't put a little piece of a pine tree on them. I don't put I don't put pine needles on mine. But hey, to each his own. Bacon guacamole. Bacon. Now see now that's how you make guacamole worth eating. A little bit of bacon and guac, and I see the onions in there too. I mean, that would make it. That would zing it up a bit, right? A little bit of bacon guac. Yes, put some on the pizza. Yeah. There you go. You have a wonderful trip. She ate what her little heart desires. Ah, I see, Elisa. Man, that makes more sense. Dinky's cheesesteak. Oh snap! What am I? Is that like gravy or mayonnaise on those? Grab a handful of napkins and get ready to use them. It says plant-based meat. Now I'm moving on. Sorry. Carnitas. Carnitas are wonderful. Have you ever had carnitas? Oh my god, they're so good. Carnitas sliders with tomatillo avocado sauce. They have to make the sauce kind of ooze out the side of one of them so you can see some of it. Oh man, I wouldn't make it so big. I wouldn't fill the sandwich up so much that everything's just squishing off of it. That's just not me. I'd make another one. I try. I'm kind of dainty with it. I don't want to be all messy, even though it's it's inevitable. I'm just not going to go straight after the, you know, squishing the sauce out the side kind of thing. That's not my go-to. You know, chili crisp glazed bacon bites. Okay, those look good. They don't look like bacon though. It looks like just like ham chunks or something. Ham chunks. Fizzy clementine and mezcal punch. Mezcal punch. Fizzy clementine. Okay, I'd try it. It looks good. I'd drink it. Clementine juice. Got honey pepper coconut shrimp. I like me some coconut shrimp. Coconut shrimp. Mini kebab potatoes. Mini kebab potatoes. Like they're like thicker potatoes, okay? Or like thicker chips, kind of. Parsi keema. Pav. Curried minced lamb on buns. Curried minced lamb. Well, yes, this for tonight's Super Bowl festivities, we shall have curried minced lamb on buns. Seems like a sloppy J, a sloppy J. Chef Mehirwan Irani's sloppy J is perhaps the tastiest version of sloppy J. Oh, I mean, wow. I mean, it does look good, but man, a sloppy J sounds good too, you know? Roasted hot honey sweet pepper salad, sweet potato salad. Roasted hot honey sweet potato salad, okay. Cat, you don't eat eggs unless it's baked into something like cake? Okay, you don't have to think about it. Okay. Think Super Bowl is taco salad and assortment of crackers with a cheese ball. Okay. Hells yeah, Benjamin. Or who are you rooting for this year? I don't even know. Are there two teams involved? Something like that. Super Bowl. French onion baked brie. That looks good. It's all squirting out like they gotta just make it oozing out the side for the picture. Like that bothers me. That bothers my OCD. I'm like, I don't want it all coming off the side. Anyway, let's go sour cream and chive potato pizza. Where are we at? Number 43. Okay, let me just go a little faster. We're going to get finished before we do the spin. Smoked salmon dip. I wouldn't mind it. I mean, I don't know if I'd like it, but it'd probably be good. Loaded pita nachos with lentil chili. Lentil chili. And feta queso. That looks weird. Not going to lie. Margaritas shortbread with tequila lime glaze. Margarita shortbread. They're like margarita cookies. That's insane. Thai cucumber salad. Okay, it seems like a pretty straightforward thing there. Crudite platter with pimento cheese and shiro miso dip. Okay. That looks incredibly complicated for a Super Bowl. Garlic butter steak bites. Oh, hell yeah. You can take me some of these. Yeah, you're right, Elisa May. Yummy. Looking good. Pico de gallo. That's good stuff. Pico with some chips. It's good for you. It's healthy. Got some onions in there. Fried ravioli with cacio e pepe dip. That's the pepe dip. Oh, they dipped them and put them back for the picture? That's so weird. That bothers me. Moving on. 52. Okay, I thought there was only 50. Sweet potato cheesecake, empanadas. Oh my God, empanadas are so good. Has anyone ever had empanadas? You got to try empanadas next time you see them anywhere. Jalapeno lime pepitas. How much further does this thing go? Holy cow. Oh, wow. Oh, holy cow. There's some chocolate cake and some ribs. Okay, that was it. Spicy margarita punch. Philly cheesesteak queso. Philly cheesesteak queso. Oh my gosh. Some chocolate cake. I'm not gonna lie, I'd be maxing on some chocolate fudge loaf. Chocolate fudge loaf. That's a different thing. That's not a cake. Oh my gosh. Kentucky hot brown macaroni and cheese. Kentucky hot brown. I don't like sweet brown, but Kentucky hot brown. We got some ribs. What is it? Smoked a brisket. It's not ribs, that's brisket. And that looks fire. Oh man. Whoo. Sticky baked chicken wings. Okay, I think that was it. I'm gonna go back to the wheel. Do our spin. I gotta find out if anybody's joined. In fact, I'll put me back up so I can flip it around on the Facebook. See if anybody else has gotten in there to get a number. And if you have, I'll get that real quick here. So yeah, some good stories so far. After this, I'm gonna go and look up what we can find on the RFK. What did we say? It was called confirmation hearings. There was a clip where it looks like Bernie Sanders got a pretty good zinger in on him, and it's kind of a controversial thing. So we're gonna look at that for a second. Now I've liked it. Now I'm here. Okay, Lisa is here. So Lisa, you're going to be number 25. I don't think I put you down yet. So number 25. Cool. Number 25. Let's go, Lisa. And okay. I didn't hit enter. Okay, here we go. Awesome. And let's go to the other one just to check. If you want to subscribe to my profile, you most certainly can. It is a small group, but we're there. Oh, Lisa's on both sides. Oh wait, I did give Lisa a number already. You're number 19. You commented on both sides. I got to go back and take that off. So you are not 25 and number 19. You're number 19. And delete. Boom. Okay, so in other words, we don't need to add anybody there. Let's go to locals, check it real quickly. Do another dab soon. Cheers, everybody. Allow. Okay, let's do it. Diane. Looks like Diane jumped in. Amber. Oh, Amber. I gave Amber number 22. And I gave Ted 24. Chris is number 23. And then now we've got Diane at 25. Diane is 25. There we go. Excellent. Excellent. Holy shit! I love anything chocolate cake. Yeah, the fudge loaf. Good night, Rose. I'll let you know if you win anything. Call it a night, DC. All right, brother. Appreciate you hanging out. Sorry if I'm just now catching that. My bad. Oh, we missed the 7:10 again on the West Coast. It's okay. Good luck. Thank you for subscribing, whether you're here to watch my show or not, because my show is just a little bit of what I do. It's not. I mean, I guess it's a majority of what I do, but it's a little bit of the reason I'm doing it is to be seen. Is to actually help to push me along, to help me learn, to help me um, keep my focus on what my goal is. You know, my goal is to become more self-sustainable myself, while I also make it a cultural topic, make it a popular topic, and drive conversations in the community about these kinds of things. And also to help to normalize cannabis use as a medicine, and also to maybe talk about the downsides, talk about the overuse or the misuse or the you know situations where maybe there's people that don't need cannabis. It's not necessarily for everyone, but it's also something that's being demonized, and I think wrongly so I'm gonna help to champion it as much as I can, even though a lot of those that I would necessarily vote with maybe wouldn't be for it. So I may be a conundrum. I'm my own person. I'm a independent, if you will. Okay, number two. Number two. Okay, let's find out who that was. I believe I started on the locals. Let's go to locals. Dun, dun, dun. I think I want to say Matt or Mike Gray was one of the first ones. Michael Gray was number one, and John Rando number two. John Rando, congratulations. John Rando, are you here? If you happen to be here, you get double. Do not tag him, please. It does cause paranoia with some people, and they say it can cause schizophrenia. Yeah, no, it can exacerbate things. But there's almost every substance has someone that has adverse reactions to it, and some people that have more positive reactions to it, including things like ketamine and what was that movie? Was it like The Bachelor or something that they had this bus driver who was like taking mouthfuls of or handfuls of like a horse tranquilizer, like it was nothing, and they've come to find out that guy was immune to them, like they didn't do anything for him, and this other guy was taking them and he just gets knocked out. And it's like, everybody's different. You can't just see someone do something and think that that's safe for you. You got to maybe start off small if you're trying to start something new, like say even with mushrooms. If you try to start with a psychedelic journey, then you want to maybe start with a very, very small amount. I don't know anyone that's had like an allergic reaction to mushrooms, but I'm sure you can have a psychological reaction for sure. Um, let me comment here on John Rando and tell him congrats. All right, I don't think John's here, so you guys can tag him now if you like, but you did not get the double. Congrats, you won. John Rando. Let me get a hashtag WTIF if anybody's out there listening. Appreciate you guys coming in tonight on this fine Wednesday. 129.25. All right, better yet, let's see a hashtag WTIF if you want me to do a dab. If you want me to do it. Just kidding. Loretta, how are you? Hello. Number 2, that was John Rando. Cool. For a whole spectrum of people and stuff affects us differently. Yeah. Hell yeah. Lisa May, if you want to come up, you can come up, have a smoke if you like. I'll go ahead and put the link down here. We're going to be getting into some, maybe, dare I say, political topics here in a moment. Anyone's welcome to come up and share their opinion. Okay, we'll do a little dab as we pull up some. I mean, I don't know if I want to go clips first. Let's go with. Wow, the hate right now on X. Auctions. Working out, you okay? Okay. Let's go over here first. Look at the post millennial and see what they got going on. Signs executive order targeting CRT. Okay. I'm going to type in RFK. Let's see what I find. Just because he's more health centered for tonight's show, but on Thursday nights we get into the rest of it. A letter from doctors opposing RFK Jr. NOM found and NOM found to have fake names. A bunch of fake names trying to oppose him. That's funny. Jillian Michaels posted a screen recording in which she signed the letter as Dr. Bullshit. RFK Jr. says he is not anti-vaccine, reveals what really happened with measles outbreak in Samoa. Okay, so he says he's not anti-vaccine, which I don't care. You are, you aren't. You know, I can tell you my opinion on vaccines, but that's a different story. Let me search RFK. There's this weird photo of people, somebody complaining about RFK, and then someone else posts a picture of him. Is this you? And looks like a half-naked woman in the background. RFK Jr. confirmation. John Rando, what's up, my guy? Plane has crashed into the Potomac in D.C. Whoa. Did this just happen, Lisa? I'm sorry, Margaret. Army transport helicopter at DCA Reagan National Airport, Washington, D.C. Mass casualties reported. Search and rescue ongoing. Oh, wow. There's probably some up-to-date information about that. Let's open a new tab. Airline. No, that's me posting. I want to search this. We'll find out about it. Air 5342. Oh my! From 50 minutes ago, breaking news: American Airline Flight 5342 from Wichita, Kansas, has crashed into a helicopter while landing at Reagan Airport near Washington D.C. So this is the scene, I guess, after the crash. Not good, guys. Not good. Definitely prayers to all the families and the loved ones. Just said it was a military Black Hawk helicopter that collided with the jet. Sent by whom? Huh. Military helicopter via White House. Who was on the military helicopter, I wonder? Yeah, let's definitely not make assumptions. There's going to be a lot of assumptions you'll see in people making posts and all kinds of stuff just to get engagement. But yeah, we're going to see this unfold in the coming weeks, I guess. This is that's intense. I don't see any fire. They must have put the fire out. They've got special lights up everywhere. Reports indicate that it was okay, yeah. Okay. Plane collided with DC police helicopter. It's a police helicopter. Oh wow, that is the actual video of them colliding. Oh my god. CRJ 700 regional jet from 60 souls on board, with 60 people on board. Wow. That's that's at an area where you don't expect to have a crash. You expect to have turbulence at high altitude, and the plane gets shaky and maybe have a problem and go down from there. You don't expect that. You don't expect to collide with something just as you. I think it said when it was landing, as it was approaching. Okay, it was on its way down. DC police helicopter. Huh. A lot of things going through my head on speculation, but I'm gonna try to hold off on that. You notice there's no information coming out about who was on the helicopter. This is very strange. Hmm. Well, definitely sounds like a tragedy, but we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what they say later. Through the week. Wow. Well, let's I text your boyfriend and tell him. Why is that, Jess? Pretty close to my house. Oh wow, 30 miles away. Minutes away from the home stretch. Yeah. Yep. Just right just right there. Oh, we're about to land. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to land. Oh, good. Okay. Coming down. Wow. Right then. Hi Cindy. I see you popping around everywhere. Thank you for coming in. Uh definitely a tragic night right now. I mean, that's more people than died from all the fires so far, that as far as I know of. In DC, I mean, who knows who was on that kind of flight? You know, a flight into DC could be any one of our. You know, not every representative flies on a private jet, but I mean, it could be all sorts of people within the government, depending on what kind of flight it was. Wow, it's gonna be all over the news for a while. Hopefully, we can get some answers quickly and find out what happened. And if it was just if it was an accident, that sounds really bad. Still, like that's not the kind of accident that happens on a regular basis. Wow. Well, definitely puts things into perspective tonight. Hope you all tell your loved ones you love them, and don't hold on to things that are out of your control, and all those kinds of things. Because man, you never know when it comes. I tell you what, if you're somebody who survives, and you lose a loved one, you got to keep living. You got to keep living because they can't. So you have to do it for them, and you take on a little bit of responsibility, a little bit of, um, and it's not a heavy. I don't think it's a heavy responsibility. I think it's a responsibility to enjoy life, to find the wonder in life, to find the good in life, to find the fulfillment, the enjoyment, all of these things that person has now left to you, whoever that might be, family member, a friend, whatever. But that's what it is. I mean, you can't then just waste away and wish that you were gone too, and all these things, because that person is going to think the opposite. They're going to think, I need you to keep going. I need you to do all the things that you dreamed of doing. So that's my perspective on life and death. Dad's taking a plane tomorrow morning back to Florida. Jess, yeah, I was thinking about it too recently. We're talking about taking a trip for my son's birthday. Yeah, definitely should not happen, right, Margaret? Prayers, Jenny. Yeah, what the conclusion results will be? It's going to be. I'm if I had to guess right now, there's going to be some quite a lot of, how do I put it? I don't think subterfuge is the right word, but there's going to be a lot of questions unanswered. I think there's going to be a lot of information that's probably not going to be all that clearly given out to us, and this sounds like something that is it's going to be people from all levels are going to be getting like hearings, and I don't know. This is going to be intense for at least a while, several weeks. Brandy, hello. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome in. We're having a little bit of a tragedy here in the U.S. We just read about it. Plane crashing due to a collision to a uh, DC police helicopter. So yeah, hard to go anywhere from there. But I'm gonna do a dab. But I'm gonna do a dab. To that end, to what I had just said. You got to keep living. You only like Benjamin said. You die once, you live every day. So you have to do that. You have to live that. You don't pretend like you're gone until you are. Let's go. Yeah, I'm seeing military, but also police. I'm not sure yet. It's saying military helicopter. Okay. Well, we're already seeing conflicting reports. I didn't see a whole lot. Well, here this one says Black Hawk, the Black Hawk VIP transport helicopter. Now that's different. This is from Feisty and Friends, so take that with a grain of salt. But has collided with a Black Hawk VIP transport helicopter on approach to Reagan National Airport. VIP helicopter, that could be a lot of things. Yeah, then Tucker Carlson Network says it says it's a DC police helicopter. So here's another one. Charlie Kirk says DC police helicopter. Nick Sorto says I don't see a specification there. Midair with it just says a helicopter on a lot of them. I don't think anybody knows for sure, but it looks like probably military. This one posts a picture of a Black Hawk, a random Black Hawk, and says that's what it is, but that's not really proof either, is it? It's another video here, but it looks like it's not actually showing anything. All right, I'm done scrolling over there. Yeah, that's something else. Let's go ahead and zoom this out a little bit. Where are we at? 24 likes. Yeah. Well, last night somehow we made it. We pulled it through. We got 50 likes on last night's show. So thanks everybody that helped me out with that. Likes and shares don't seem to be very important when you have things like this happening. But there's to some degree we're choosing how to spend this life, and I appreciate that you're choosing to spend some of it with me. So all the networks here. I'm about an hour away from it. Okay. You say all the networks though, like certain networks are suspect, but it's American Airline. Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, I've seen that. I read a bunch of that. I pulled it up on the screen a little bit ago. I'm guessing people are dipping in and out of here, finding stuff out about it. And it's breaking news said it was Black Hawk helicopter from the Army. Yeah, yeah. I'm seeing that too, but I'm also seeing DC police helicopter. Now, police could have a Black Hawk, I guess. I don't know. Could be a Coast Guard. If it's a Black Hawk, that's probably, if people are just seeing that it's a Black Hawk, maybe they're making assumptions it's military. But it could also, could be military. We'll see how it goes. It's crazy. Not 100% sure if it matters whether it's military or police. But if they say it's a VIP transport, then that's going to have some VIPs on it, and that could be bad news for a lot of things. Popped up on your citizen. It's how you saw it on my citizen. I don't know what that is. Is that like your local thing, Jess? Hmm. News travels fast, but it also, seems to change too after a day or so. A Black Hawk flying over the Potomac River, casually running into an American. Yeah, collided with a Black Hawk. That's the only footage it looks like. I'm seeing the same footage of the collision. It's the only camera that apparently caught it. Here's one, but it's a little farther away. That's crazy. They just flew right into it. Just go straight in. No attempt at any kind of a dodge. Okay, the FAA preliminarily confirms, whatever that means, that it was a U.S. military Black Hawk helicopter that collided with American Airlines CRJ 700 jet. Flight 5342, Wichita to Kansas, was approached landing DCA near the Potomac River. Massive search and rescue is in effect. Okay, so we don't know if there are any survivors yet. With boats in the water, White House confirms the crash, and President Trump has extended his prayers to all. Okay, so I don't think the president rides on a Black Hawk, but that at least that's off of the questions. Wow. Well, hmm. Shared the Citizens News report to your page. Okay, crazy. You think the radar would be warning them before this happens? Well, if you're flying a helicopter in the city, like say a police helicopter, which this is not, I guess, then you have to be extremely aware of the airspace. When you're nearing the airport, that's the airport's airspace, not yours anymore. You know, and then for this to be a military Black Hawk helicopter, I mean, there must be a military base. It's DC. I'm sure there's a military base nearby that has its own airspace, right? But for it to just kind of fly right over, I wonder if maybe it was like commandeered, or like, I'm not going to say what. Like, we can what's the term? We can pontificate on it a little bit, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to say that for sure it's some kind of conspiracy. But if we find out that somebody's like, hijacked it, that's going to be like, I think that makes more sense than a normal pilot just casually flying into the plane. Like, that's the only thing that makes sense to me. But I don't like saying it, but it does seem to make sense. Yeah, it's just not something that happens. Yeah. Wow. Anyway, I don't know what to say other than, prayers going out to the family and families of all those people, and hopefully they can find them. Search and rescue teams on the way down. Do you think they would be more on high alert too? On the way down, but also I'm talking about the helicopter, because I got to be honest, I don't think that plane can maneuver very much when it's on its descent. If it's on its descent and it tries to maneuver, it throws off that throws off all of the calculations that that plane has trying to take to know where its ground is. So it would just crash anyway. I mean, it wasn't very high off the ground. It probably was still high enough for that plane to turn and not hit the ground. But then what? I mean, the plane's still on its way down, and it's going to hit, like, even to try, like, just turning, like, that wouldn't do anything to get away from that helicopter to try to pull back up, maybe. But I mean, I don't know. I don't think that there was anything they could have done. The helicopter, on the other hand, looks like something that just driving casually. Like, you could see it flying, I should say. You could see it in that video a good distance away, far enough away that it could probably have pulled up or gotten out of there, because the helicopter is a lot more maneuverable than a jet, full size, liner. The water is freezing. Yeah, that's true. If anybody falls in the water and is actually able to survive, then they have people in the water already. So hopefully that, if they can save anybody, I'll count that as a blessing. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I guess we'll throw one more in the air and get out of here, guys. Hopefully everybody, takes a little more initiative with life and start that project you've been putting off, or, go see family that maybe you haven't seen in a while. Live some life, live it. Well, very sad. Yeah. I think I should play a little music, maybe. Turn it down a little bit. Try to give us something. If you guys haven't hit that like button, do so, please. Sorry that we didn't get to our goal tonight, but maybe we will tomorrow. People in the boxes tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Central Time. I'm not sure what our topic is. We've got a few really good topics that are possible. But who knows? We'll see what happens. Had some pretty good discussions lately. Shouts out to Dr. Heath for coming on last week from over on X. Cheers to those we've lost, but also cheers to those we still have, right? Cheers.
I don't mind the path that I had to walk, and I don't mind all those words that I had to talk, and I don't mind all those flings that I had to fling, and some of those words I spoke I just had to sing. I just had to bring the best that I had to give, and being tested by these blessings that I had to live, changing dressings on the scars that I had within. It's a daily operation, you just gotta grin before it gets too grim and life pins you in. You gotta think like a shark and show your fins, whether we're alone in the dark or
hello, Alan.
believe you're the hottest commodity since the
how are you, brother?
You follow me? I'm hoping probably. I'm talking openly and don't know where the road could be. The crosshairs, the red dot, or the poison drip. So take a message from this song, that's all I have to give. I don't mind being out in the cold, and I don't mind not knowing where to go, but I mind watching faces in pain, seeing them cold and hungry, left in the rain. I don't mind being out in the cold, and I don't mind.
Shouts out to John Rando for winning tonight's spin wheel. You do the same, Sandy. Thanks for hanging out. Well, thanks a lot, everybody. If if you haven't hit the button, thanks if you do that and go over to all the places and the things. Check out X. Been posting more over there and doing a lot more, doing a lot of growing over there on X. So let's get into it. Get behind me. Let's all let's grow there together, and then you can have two places, not just one. You know. Please don't let this be the beginning of a series of tragedies. Yeah, okay, well, that would be another worry. 65 degrees in Georgia, Diane. We had a little bit of a warm day the other day. Been walking the dog more. She's loving that. Got to get more exercise myself. My shoulders are messed up, and I've been seeing a physical therapist, massage therapist every week. Every week. Really want to find this video of RFK talking to Bernie Sanders. Caught red-handed. The corrupt corporate media is pre-writing negative headlines about RFK Jr.'s confirmation hearing. Wow. One second. I'm going to pull that up for anybody that's interested. So they took this picture of a reporter. That was like ahead of time writing the before he was even talked to about it. I want to see. What's this? This is a summary. I don't want to play the audio. It's probably a lot of screaming. Let's see what this. Oh, look forward to working for you. So he was confirmed. Comes to an end. Okay. We love you, Bobby. Thunderous applause. Chance. It's been confirmed. Okay. I want to see the people memeing that lady that. Okay, I want to see versus Bernie. That doesn't look like the Bernie Sanders moment. Here it is. This is questionable here, guys. Wait, can you hear this? Is the audio coming through? Actually, let me go make sure that the audio is coming through. My mouse isn't wanting to work now, of course. Let me go back here. I don't think the audio is in it. No, it's not. All right, I do want to play this. I don't care if there's only a few people left, but I want to show you guys this because it is not necessarily pro RFK. I'm not against RFK. I kind of like that he's shining a light on the health industry in general. That's just in general, that's a good thing. Whether or not he ever does anything else, boom, that's a good thing in my opinion. But um, this right here is definitely a weird one.
All right, let me do a last question because I'm running out of time.
From Bernie Sanders.
I think the gist of what you're trying to say today is you're really pro-vaccine, you want to ask questions. You have started a group called the Children's Health Defense. You're the originator. Right now, as I understand it, on their website, they are selling what's called onesies. These are little things, clothing for babies. One of them is titled Unvaxxed, Unafraid. Next one, and they're sold for $26 a piece, by the way. Next one is
26
no
bucks.
vax, no problem. Now you're coming before this committee and you say you're pro-vaccine. Just want to ask some questions. And yet your organization is making money selling a child's product to parents for
Who's he looking at?
26
He's just
bucks,
looking
which
around.
casts fundamental doubt on the usefulness of vaccines. Can you tell us now that you will, now that you are
He's not looking at RFK.
vaccine, that you're going to have your organization take these products off the market?
Senator, I have no power over that organization. I'm not part of it. I resigned from the board.
Yeah, that was just a few
Leadership.
months ago. You founded that. You certainly have power. You can make that call. Are you supportive of this?
I've had nothing to do with
Are you
leadership.
supportive of these onesies?
I'm supportive of vaccines.
Are you supportive of this clothing, which is militantly anti-vaccine?
I am supportive of vaccines. I
right.
will. I want good science and I want to protect.
But you will
vaccines.
not tell the organization you founded not to continue selling that product. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
So, okay. I mean, that doesn't look good for RFK. I admit it. That doesn't look good for him. And it's just, it's hard for RFK to speak. Like, I don't know what the condition is exactly. I know he has a condition, so I give him that. But in a hearing where someone's grilling you, for one, it's just not easy for him to come back with that condition, the voice thing. Not sure if it's what kind of thing it is, but it doesn't seem good or fun. But yeah, that's just like, wow, could you imagine trying to get back and say, give me a damn minute, like give me a second. Have you seen The Awakening on YouTube? If you haven't, you get bored, you should check it out. The Awakening. Elisa May, we need to, it's a shame that, well, let me word it this way. Maybe we could plan something ahead of time, put up a post and try to get people to sign up to want to go. Say maybe we could use locals. I could put it up there for free. I mean, for anybody that like, I can post content on locals and make it not supporter only, if that makes sense. So it can be anyone that just downloads the app or goes to the website could go watch it from my thing. So I'm just saying it's a private place where we could watch a movie or a documentary like you're talking about and not be worried about getting booted or whatever. Rumble is another place where you can watch, and you can watch we could watch both of those documentaries there and we could make a thing of it. So if it seems like it would be worth it, then we should do that. But we'll see. It was his product, the onesies. No, so he said evidently, well, Bernie said months ago, but RFK said he resigned from the board of that company. So from Bernie and RFK's Jr.'s statements, sounds like months ago he resigned from this company, and the company still sells stuff like that. But he says he has no power in that organization. And I mean, I don't know. He might be able to go. He might be able to still get in there and go in the break room and have a snack. But I doubt he can like go and like tell them what to sell. I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of people that are completely. Pardon me. There's a lot of people who are completely against all vaccines now. I meant to wrap it up, but I guess that brought up a whole other thing. I'm not necessarily against vaccines, but I do have a problem with the way that we have become so yeah, okay, whatever you say to our quote unquote scientific community, to our the CDC and the quote unquote experts and stuff. Whatever you say, and whenever they make these things, they keep making new strains or new types, and like say the flu vaccine, they have to keep making a new one every year, and it's only so effective, and blah blah blah. And, so there's a lot of distrust. I think if each individual person who says they're an anti-vaxxer was in the room with the scientists sitting there with the beakers, like literally, like with the books out, going, this is all the science behind it," and like literally doing it, maybe that would make a difference. But the problem is there's all these unknowns, like, ooh, the scary man in the lab coat in the lab somewhere, like. I think that's the biggest problem that people that are fearful about the vaccines. It's because we're fearful of what's actually happening behind the scenes. Because think about it, guys. I took enough science class. I was in science class too, just like the rest of us in high school, right? And what do? Experiments, right? You have the control. You do different experiments. What is easier than doing mass experiments with just slight differences? Oh, this batch goes out to this section of the country. This batch goes out to this like, I mean, it's like such an obvious thing that why wouldn't that be happening? You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. Take it or leave it. My opinion is it's a highly possible and probably valuable for companies to make slightly different batches for experimental reasons. And when we talk about not companies but the government, and their treatment, the treatments that they uh, back, or what's the like they recommend, like we've seen plenty of problems with those. And I've been in the military, and they would give you shots for different things randomly, give you pills. Oh, start taking these pills for malaria. You're probably gonna have some weird dreams, but it's for malaria. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it is for malaria plus a little something extra in there. I'll see what this does. And then like this other batch over here, and let's see what that. And then you start to like get more data from side effects of different things. And I mean, a lot of things now we see way less testing on before it becomes acceptable by, say, the FDA or something. They can go through all these clinical trials and rush things through and like slickety split. Look at Trump. Trump, like, he still champions Operation Warp Speed, which a lot of people think was a disaster. I mean, it was like you rushed something through that kind of fast, thinking that's because you want to save lives, but really they're still being experimented with. This is like this. There haven't been 10 years of clinical trials of the vaccine, so there's a lot of skepticism, not in necessarily the science of it, but in the people around the releasing of things, and the nefarious, what's the word, incentives that they have to do other things like experiment, not to hurt us on purpose. Oh, let's hurt people. That's easy, right? That's not the point. The point is, let's figure out what happens when we do this. What happens when we do this? Like what formula What happens when we? Oh, it grew a third arm. Oh, that's interesting. Like, I mean, it's you find things out, you figure things out. It's like that's mad science 101, right? Anyway, been a good show. Thank you for hanging out. Crazy evening, or even his niece is calling him a predator. Wow, definitely not looking good for RFK. Even his niece is calling him a predator. Well, we knew there would be a lot of people coming after him, and it's like this stuff. You don't hear any of this stuff until the hearing, until the right at the day. Like just like look at Kavanaugh, where they made up this. He was in the like where like the fake rape that they made up, where the lady has no idea where it happened, or like who who was there. Like there's no one else that was there. Like it's just like, come on, man. Like I get it. Like people's hearts want to believe someone who says that they have been wronged and had someone traumatize them in whatever physical or mental way. But we all know when there's a lot of incentive, like political incentive, which means power, there's a lot of money behind that on whichever direction. I don't care who's being nominated, like on the either side. There's going to be special interest trying to stop that person. So anyway, his family, a lot of his family is against him, was against him a long time ago, as far as I know. There's some kind of riff in that family, so I wouldn't believe anybody in his family really about anything, because we already know they hate him. So now his niece is coming out saying he's a predator. I mean, that's just calling him a predator, though. Like that doesn't. Just so what is she alluding to it or something? Yeah, his whole family went against him because he went against being a Democrat. Yeah. Well, I mean, he was basically boxed out of doing anything in their party, and he finally was like, "I'm going independent." And then eventually he ended up with all the other Democrats, Trump and Elon and Tulsi and those Democrats. Wait, whoa, like what's going on? There's Democrats versus Democrats going on right now. That's what's happening. But it's a very interesting shifting going on. I do see a big tent. I do see a lot of different people that are coming together from that have differing opposing views, which I want. I want diversity of thought, diversity of viewpoint in a cabinet, in a administration. You might be able to argue whether or not anyone will ever change Trump's mind about anything, but I mean, I would say he takes a lot of influence from the people around him, and I don't think Elon is the smoothest speaker. I don't think he always I don't always agree with him about everything, but Elon's a smart guy. He'd definitely be a guy I would listen to if he was near me. But it's interesting. We'll see what happens. But these are all former Democrats, right? Like, so it's funny. We're gonna see how it unfolds. But if either way we have a bigger light shined on companies that have things like red dye number 5 and things like glyphosate and Roundup, and the list goes on. If we can at least just make that a forefront of our conversation because of it, I'm all for it. And we still have the freedom to, like Trump does, have your McChicken. You know what I mean? I feel like you can still make a McChicken without all the chemicals. Like, can't we? We can make it like a McDonald's organic. McDonald's organic. You know what I mean? Imagine McDonald's being the first company to shift to where, like, you know what? By God, we're gonna use real bread now. What do you think of that? Real bread? This is insane. This is insanity. You can't do that. Like the boardroom, like, we can't do this. And then they're like, you know what else? We're gonna use real meat too. Real meat? Real meat? Ah! Ah! Some of the board members just spontaneously combust. You know what I mean? Just imagine McDonald's being like going, you know what? We've made a lot of money. We could convert all of our farms to, regenerative farms. and just flip it on its end and be like, yeah, look, bread, if you eat too much bread, probably not the healthiest thing, but you can make bread that's healthier than what the bread that has different chemicals in it that we know of now, that's like different, like glutens and like glues and things in there they throw in. I'm not sure why, but no need for some of that stuff. There's a lot of extra ingredients in some of these breads now. So that's just one example. Like the bun, take the bun for example. Like you could go boom, you know, what there's a term for like less ingredients, or like just there's a term for it, like whole ingredients or something to that effect. But yeah, like you could go there and then boom. Yeah, McLovin, right? You're loving it, right? You could be like ba da ba ba ba. We're gonna compromise. It's the compromise. All right, you want your McDonald's? You want your McDonald's? Well, McDonald's is now gourmet, and we're gonna switch it all to real Angus beef, grass fed, straight up, And then there's gonna be uh, like no soda in the fountain. It's gonna be like mineralized water infused with different things. A little bit of mint, and a little bit of juice extract. You know what I mean? I don't know. I could see it. Juice bar, McDonald's juice bar, right there. Boom. Come on, guys. Who's with me on that one? That'd be a hell of a change, wouldn't it? What my point is, you could have those fast food restaurants, but using real ingredients. The difference is the amount of shelf life for those ingredients. So yeah, so if you freeze real meat, it doesn't last as long as like meat that's got preservatives in it and all this stuff, even in the freezer. So like let's compare apples to apples here, and we'll talk about like if you freeze things, it's going to last a little longer. But if you have fresh meat, if it's like if it's like half a cow still and you have that frozen, you can freeze that for quite a long time. But I don't know how you could process it into hamburger and then freeze it. So the distribution to all their stores and stuff like that might be more difficult. They would have to distribute a lot more often, because things like lettuce and the salads and all the cheese and stuff like that, if it was like real and if it was like organic and all that, those things probably wouldn't last as long. I don't know. It's a thought. It's a thought. What would it take? What would it cost for McDonald's to run and serve this at least the same amount of people that it served in 2024, but with going with switching completely to like real actual ingredients, no microwaves? Well, that's a different battle. Man, could you imagine trying to get away from microwaves at a place like McDonald's? McDonald's, or any other place like fast food type, they all use microwaves. I don't use a microwave. I haven't used a microwave in years, so I don't need a microwave. I do have an air fryer. I don't know, they're saying some negative health things about the air fryer too. But hey, Amber, hello. I meant to be gone already, but I was just on a rant for a minute here. How are you, Timothy? Hello. We spun the wheel and we got John Rando as our winner for tonight. So thanks for participating. And also come back and check us out tomorrow night. 4 people in the boxes. Plants aren't growing, so I'm pretty sure that the Brondo's not working. No, I'm no botanist, but I do know that if you put water on plants, they grow. Yeah, look, I think if you just water the plants, maybe just fix the roads so the cars don't drive off the cliffs. That's that I remember that in the background in that movie Idiocracy Margaret's referring to, and there's just cars just driving on this interstate where the road just ends and they just drive right off onto a pile of other cars. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks again. I'm out of here. Remember, it's it's all about learning about what's going on around us on We Grow Wednesday, because we need each other to do this thing we call survive in society, and and community, all that stuff, because every one of us has something in common, and that's that what everybody's got to eat. Good night, guys.
Yeah, this is for my green thumbs in the game. Wailing the indoor farmer, check my name. Sustainability, we about to reclaim. This is how we do it, keep it in the frame. I'm Wailing the farmer, the indoor king. Living off the grid, what the city can't bring. Got my hydro setup, my LED lights. Growing all my greens, all through the night. Self-sustain, that's the mission. Growing my own, I'm not missing. Indoor farming, the hustle's real. Whalers here.